votes. We promise you we will vote for you. Uran people will vote for you. Because Uran is PDP and PDP is Uran. Take the land from the left side, the right side, the front and the back. Plant. Tomorrow, take it and give Akwa Ibomites food. You give Akwa Ibomites free food. Continue to give us free food. Thank you. God bless you.
We thank you, the chairman who ran Local Government Area Transition Committee, making a pledge for agriculture, pledging the lands of Uran Local Government Area for farming, for agriculture, keying into His Excellency's agricultural development agenda. We thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite to the microphone now for her speech the Honorable Commissioner in the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Please welcome Dr. Obiong Ofor as she makes her speech on this occasion, the lady who is working hard to ensure that His Excellency's agenda in agriculture is being fully fulfilled. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, the agri-friendly Governor, Pastor Umo Eno, the Deputy Governor here present, the Secretary to Government, the State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, my colleagues, members of the House of Assembly, our royal fathers here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to adopt the already established protocol that Morgan did. All and public schools here present, you're all welcome to Uran Local Government Area. Great farmers, no farmer, no rice, no celebration. Thank you very much. I feel honored to address agricultural stakeholders at this year 2024 flag off of the second planting season, which is part of the state government's agricultural revolution program to encourage the involvement of the populace in farming for the overall goal of achieving food sufficiency amidst Nigeria's challenging economic and food crisis. In a very special way, let me appreciate my boss, His Excellency, the Executive Governor, the agri-friendly Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umo Eno, for deeming it necessary for us to hold this event. This singular act explains that the acronym ARISE, which is the blueprint of this administration, is passionate about agriculture to ensure access to sufficient food in the state. So on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, I welcome you all to this very important event aimed at enhancing food sufficiency in Akwa Ibom for the teeming population. I am of the conviction that an occasion like this will further promote the participation of farmers and indeed the entire Akwa Ibom citizens to heed the passionate call of His Excellency on the need to return to the farm in order to increase food production in the states. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let me remind you that the Governor has backed up the call for people's involvement in agric in several ways. In the first planting season, over 40,000 cuttings of cassava, improved cassava cuttings, were distributed to public schools, cooperative groups, and local government councils. Over 20 tons of rice seeds were distributed. Over 60,000 seedlings of oil palm were distributed. Over 150,000 seedlings of cocoa were distributed. Training for young people in integrated farming methods. All these were done and several others in the first farming season. This quote from George Washington, which says that agriculture is the most healthful, most useful, and most noble employment of man, offers more insight into why His Excellency the Governor has made huge investments in agriculture and rural development. The ongoing construction and setting up of the Igbo model farm, linking up rural feeder roads with urban centers, supporting different categories of farmers, among others, are significant milestones that will better the lots of Akwa Ibomites in the near future. His Excellency has not stopped there. He has also, under the Acre Cares intervention, distributed live livestock to over 900 beneficiaries, distributed chickens to over 700 beneficiaries. The fish farmers have not been left out. So in the light of the above quotes, the state government has rekindled the interest of public schools and students in agriculture. We can see that schools are represented here. We have schools from the different senatorial districts in Akwa Ibom State, all of them here to support the Arise agenda. It is all done to instill and revive the love of agriculture in our students. Most of farming groups and cooperative groups are not left out in this empowerment program. They are given technical support, and they have benefited from several government interventions. In addition, the governor has declared every first and third Friday of the month as farming days for civil servants to participate in agricultural activities. All these initiatives are bearing fruit, and everyone is actively engaged in farming to enhance food production. Because of what His Excellency is doing in agriculture, several international funders and donors have partnered with the state government to see that agriculture is moved to the next level. Funders such as World Bank, French Development Agency, United States Department for Agriculture, and more are partnering with the state government in various interventions to support agriculture in Akwa Ibom State. On today's occasion, the government has made provisions to give farmers seedlings. Again, we can see seedlings all over everywhere. Not only farmers, schools will also be given seedlings. Boarding schools also will be supported so that they can see how to grow the food that they eat in their dormitories. Ladies and gentlemen, if you also look around, you see we have fertilizers here. Because of what His Excellency is doing, the federal government has supported the state, working in collaboration with us. This year, this second farming season, 12,000 bags of fertilizer will be shared to farmers across the different local government areas of the state. His Excellency the Governor said this, and I quote, "The war against hunger is truly mankind's war of liberation. This is a war that must be fought with vigor and won." End of quote. Your Excellency, you are fighting the war to end hunger with your interventions. His Excellency has also said, and I quote, "No matter how small your land is, sow something. We must return to the farm." End of quote. His Excellency is supporting ministries, departments, and agencies with several packages to see that we all return to the farm. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you to this epoch-making event, and I wish you a happy time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Commissioner in charge of the Ministry of Agriculture, Rural Development, clearly explaining the intentions of His Excellency. And of course, when you hear her, you would hear His Excellency's plan to ensure food sufficiency in Akwa Ibom State through very thoughtful and strategic engagement, such as the one we are here to participate in today. Your Excellency, the Governor, when we come for events like this, you just know that a lot of people would have a lot of things to say. But today is for farmers, so we're going to restrict our goodwill messages to the farming community in Akwa Ibom State. So we just have about 3 of them, after which the House member speaking for Uran State constituency will just lend her voice since we're here in her constituency. So I want to please put on cue the State Deputy Chairman of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria is to speak here. The Chairman, Rice Farmers Association, will be the second. And on behalf of commercial farms in Akwa Ibom State, we'll have the MD of Baker Farms also speak. But let's begin with the Deputy State Chairman of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State. Please, can we put our hands together and welcome Honorable Joseph Iman as we come for the best message of goodwill at this event. Just if you excuse me for 1 minute, let me please emphasize that the goodwill messages must be kept very short, within 2 inelastic minutes, please, so we can accommodate everyone. Thank you very much.
His Excellency, the Farmers Friendly Governor, and the Deputy, the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Ekam Metoiwan. Permit me to stand on an already established protocol. First and foremost, His Excellency, the farmers in Akwa Ibom State congratulate you for your successful celebration of Akwa Ibom at 37. His Excellency, we farmers in Akwa Ibom State are very grateful with you and your administration for prompt distribution of farm input to farmers, opening of farm roads in most of the local government in Akwa Ibom State, distributions of food items and food to vulnerable persons in Akwa Ibom State, approval of grant for youth and traders in Akwa Ibom State. His Excellency, we are very grateful today that you've made provision to provide farmers with tractors to prepare ground so that we can plant easily. His Excellency, we are very grateful for the provision you made on ground to provide farmers with ground equally. We say God bless you. His Excellency, farmers are very grateful today. His Excellency, today's flag off is first of its kind. Uto miba kapake Akwa Ibom State. His Excellency, input, I can finish back the whole state. Uto input them, uto flag off back in Nigeria. That is why the farmers said, okay, the first of its kind. Thank you, His Excellency, and God bless you. Great farmers, no farmers, no women, no men.
Umo Eno, Deputy State Chairman of the All Farmers Association. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Your Excellency, the things you've done for that community are glaring, are evident. That is why the Deputy Chairman could speak glowingly on all of them. Your Excellency, the second message of goodwill will be from the Chairman of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State Chapter. Please, can we put our hands together and welcome Professor Etam Etwen for the second goodwill message at this event.
Your Excellency, Pastor Umo Eno, and his entourage, the government officials, the agricultural stakeholders of Akwa Ibom State, all the invitees, standing on the existing protocols, I want to say this is an address by the Rice Farmers Association of Akwa Ibom State to our executive governor. One rice farmer of rice is an important food crop, very important staple crop in Akwa Ibom State and worldwide. Why it is very important is because rice is used to solve hunger problem. It is used because it has high yielding reaping, high yielding harvest. What I mean by high yielding is the tonnage per hectare. rice in developed country, you can have up to 8 tons per hectare. But in our own economy, you can have about 4 tons per hectare. But with the better economic and agricultural practices, we can raise the production tons per hectare. That is what we are aiming at through the assistance of our able governor. And want to say again, rice, you can produce rice 2 times a year. So if you have, in some occasions, you can have 3 harvests in a year. So if you have 5 tons per hectare, 5 tons means 20 times 5, 50 kg bags. That is 100 kg bags per hectare. So 2 hectare or 1 hectare 2 times a year, you have 250 kg bags. I want to say, if you take a cup of rice, you want to cook, one person will not finish. But a cup of gari, one person will finish and want more. So rice can feed more people than other foodstuffs. So I want to say, and more so, Akwa Ibom is so blessed. We have water resources. We have the Cross River, Long Bank, Eyon Creek, Ibionibom, and the rest, and other rivers. So you can plant rice throughout the year. So even apart from swamp rice where you plant near the water resources, you have upland rice where you plant in the upland. So government will make it available for us to have both swamp rice, good varieties, and then what? Upland rice. That means every local government in Akwa Ibom State will be planting rice. And if every local government in Akwa Ibom State will be planting rice, it means rice will be available. How do we go to Taraba, go to this, and look for rice and come and bring food to our state? Therefore, if this state will be self-sufficient in rice production, we will not go and pay taxes to other states. So there will be no, economic or financial drain. So our financial resources, we use that to establish in other sectors of the economy, in the industrial sector, in the fishing and other sectors. So we are very happy to have our governor. He's agriculture or farmer friendly. So he will support our project. He will support rice. And we said, no rice, no celebration, no Christmas, no marriage, no other thing. So our governor will support us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate the gentleman. Put your hands together for him. He's a professor, so you can understand why it sounded like a lecture at some point. Your Excellency, because agriculture is also a business venture, may I now invite the representative of Commercial Farmers Association, the MD of Vika Farms Limited, to please come up here and give his message of goodwill.
With due respect to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, the Deputy Governor here present, the Speaker, the political hegemony of Akwa Ibom State, as constituted in this other side of the realm. I stand here on behalf of the Chairman, Vika Farms, Dr. Umo Eno, who has a bit of health challenge while we're sitting there, and asked me to stand in for him. Your Excellency, We have never seen this magnitude of agricultural mobilization in Akwa Ibom State. We really appreciate this. In fact, it has never been like this before. Go to the annals of farm exhibitions in Akwa Ibom State. You'll see that you are number one in this field, and this is the first time this is happening. You have given us palliatives when it came. You've distributed foods to respective local governments. One day for a local government through the bulk purchasing, just to buffer the effects of our crops, to harvest our crops. So that because some of us are involved in crops that we will harvest within 9-month interval, some 90 days, some 3 weeks, or some 3 years. What do we do? Do we wait for 9 months, 3 years, or 90 days before we start eating? That is where
the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Development also
down.
Receiving. While that is
Thank
on
you,
the
Excellency.
welcome, please, the Deputy
Your
Governor
choice
of Akwa Ibom State
of the Commissioner for Local
and
Government
some of our leaders.
Sorry, that is where I grew up and I survived. Awutebe 7. The Commissioner for Agriculture is very exceptional, a square peg in a square hole. She has assimilated the agricultural industry with the farmers. In fact, we commercial and large-scale farmers are having the forefront for the very first time in her regime. Hitherto, they had always thought we are so comfortable and then we cannot do with few of these grants and government support. We are the most critical sector in this agricultural business. That is why when Dr. Ofo came to assimilate and integrate us, we say, let God bless her. Without you choosing her to maintain her as the Commissioner for Agriculture, this wouldn't have been possible. Your Excellency, we say gives to a nation what a talented child gives to the family at the verge of poverty. If Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria is to escape the economic miasma, it is through agriculture. With us, we don't know anything about the dollars, whether it is 1,600 or 2,000 naira, we don't care. Our foods are here. We are not going to America or China to buy anything again. We would beg of you, we want the agricultural engineering department in the Ministry of Agriculture to be stepped up. We've seen what you've done in the health sector. We've seen what you've done in our primary schools. First among equals in the whole nation. And in fact, very comparable to any utility in the whole world. Please, let us have full mechanization of agriculture. Because when you are giving your daughter out in marriage to somebody, you don't expect her to go and continue farming. No. And we are with the last set of farmers in this planet, these women that you see here. We are almost the last generation. So they are going extinct. So without mechanization, we cannot meet up. And, Your Excellency, in mechanization, I think each local government should have about 10 tractors. Those riverine areas of Eastern Obolo, Oron Nation, Ibiono, we typify their needs, give them fishing apparatus, because when we get from the land, we equally balance from what we get at the sea. If you have really observed, Your Excellency, the economy of Akwa Ibom State is going down, down, down. Since we left the waters and came to sell petroleum in the land, came to do all sorts of economic vocation, the great wealth of Akwa Ibom State came from the seas. If you look at the ancient houses in those days in each of our villages, there were fishermen that built those things. Those things have degenerated. So we need to go back to the sea and get all these things done. Your Excellency, I propose 2 budgets for the Ministry of Agriculture. The first money to that ministry should be given around September, October to purchase seeds and inputs for the first planting season, which is about March, April. Then for the second one, around this September or March, April, she should be given the second money to prepare for the next planting season. It's a very peculiar industry. So such things have to, that is when we will have bumper harvest, Your Excellency. Bumper harvest, how do you take care of it, Your Excellency? So bumper harvest, how do you
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, a lot more to be said, but we have exhausted our time for that item, goodwill messages. Your Excellency, having heard from all of them, and knowing as it were that there is still much more to say, but of course we'll hear on another day, we want to, at this point, please put on cue that at the end of His Excellency's address at this event, there will be symbolic presentation of farm inputs, both to ministries and departments and to public schools in Akwa Ibom State. It will be symbolic, just three each. So I'm going to read out the schools just so you are on cue and ready for when His Excellency will call you, because we wouldn't want to be in search of anyone when that time comes. So we're going to present to Principal General State College, Ikodekpene, that is to represent Ikodekpene Senatorial District, Mr. Sylvester Udom. Principal General, QIC Secondary Science School, Ndoneyo, that is of course to represent Eket Senatorial District. I would also present to Principal General of Cornelia Corneli College, Afaroku Uyo, to represent Uyo Senatorial District. And of course also for ministries and departments, the Honorable Commissioner for Lands, Captain Inyobo Ekong, would receive. Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs, Dr. Inyadiakban, will receive. And Honorable Commissioner for Economic Development, Mr. M.M. Almond Bob, would also receive. Please, this is just so that we are on standby. Your Excellency, having heard everything, and knowing how strategic and significant this event is for you, particularly within the prism of the Arise agenda, we want to very respectfully ask that we put our hands together, welcome His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umo Eno, to please, that we celebrate him as he comes for his address at this event. We're celebrating him as the band plays things hard. getting better.
Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are
Celebrating His Excellency.
Things are getting better. Things are getting
The food sufficiency conscious governor of Akwa Ibom State.
Things are getting better.
Thank you, the band. Thank you, the band. Your Excellency, welcome.
Akwa Ibom is song. Oje, Bab Uruan. Boy, I just have a studio on Frewo. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State, the Chairman, what is happening now? The Chairman of our party, the PDP, very ably represented by the wife, members of the National Assembly that are here with us, honorable members of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, the Secretary to Government, Head of the Civil Service, honorable commissioners, especially the Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development and your dear spouse, honorary special advisors, senior special assistants that have joined us, wife of the former governor of our state, service commanders that are here, captains of industries, and chief executive officers of private and organized sectors, chairmen of boards and commissions, permanent secretaries, heads of extra-ministerial departments, the director, Federal Ministry of Agric, our revered royal fathers, our farmer-friendly royal fathers that have joined us here, particularly the paramount ruler of Ona, who had to travel all the way. I want to believe that it's only the paramount ruler of Ona that supports farming in this state. And so we celebrate you, sir. And I know you have a big farm. Government is coming to give you a big hand. And because you have come all the way to show your love for farming, I am directing right now that the Honorary Commissioner for Agric will support that farm with 10 million naira. And this should happen in the next 1 week so that you can continue to grow your farm. There are other things she will work with you. I remember visiting your farm in the past. I want to work with you to revive that farm and make sure it's productive. And thank you for taking time to travel all the way. I don't take this for granted. Chairman and Vice Chairman of local government transition committees and our candidates in the forthcoming local government election, where I'm sure that by the grace of God and the work we are doing, we will win all of our local governments as we go to the local government. The chairman and members of all farmers association, the principals of schools, teachers, students of various institutions that are here, chairmen and members of various agricultural groups that are here, all our men, all our women, all our youth, the host community, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for coming out en masse. This event represents a critical moment in our drive to ensure food security for our people. And that's why I have decided to come personally to flag off second planting season in this very serene and productive local government of Uruan. And I'd like to thank the Transition Committee Chairman for the speech you made, giving us access to make use of your God-given land, greenish everywhere and greenish all year round, both for the land and the sea. We look forward to working and partnering with you. I've always said that free food palliatives we have been providing is just an intervention. The lasting solution to hunger in our land remains our return to the farm to grow our staple food. Our state is blessed with nice vegetation all year round, and we do not have so much of insecurity problems. So it is by the grace of God that we can all get back to the farm and ensure that we at least grow the seed, the food that we can eat. Let me commend the Ministry of Agriculture, especially the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Mrs. Ofor, for her passion in carrying out our vision on agricultural revolution through the provision of farm inputs, seedlings, and fertilizers, and other tools that will ensure bountiful harvest the next season. She works all round the clock with the farmers, and you have given her a name now, Mine One. So, let me particularly acknowledge the Federal Ministry of Agriculture for partnering with us to ensure that we work in sync to bring seedlings, fertilizers, and other inputs to our farmers. I would like to thank you for this relationship that we are having as a people. Therefore, I urge us all to use this second planting season to return to the farm and collectively produce what we will consume, thus helping to eventually bring down the high cost of our staple food. I pray and wish and trust that our incoming local government chairman will key into this program to continue to provide food for our people. Very soon, we will set up the Food Safety and Security Committee so as to work hand in hand with the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that we reach all our farmers in the rural communities, and we're able to aggregate them and work with them to ensure massive food production in our state. The leader of the commercial farmers was talking about mechanization. We are already on it, sir, and we'll ensure that not too distant date from now, we are going to have all of the tractors, all of the harvesters, and work is at advanced stage, and we'll soon launch that. And we know that we are determined to take farming to another level, where our young people will see farming as business and not just subsistence farming. Right now, we are training lots of them in Cotonou. We are planning to train some more, and we are building the Igbo model farm, integrated model farm is ongoing, and we expect that it will just not be a farming center, but a training center, a tourist center that we'll use to train also our young people. We have sponsored some of them currently are in the Dakota Skill Acquisition Center, and lots of them are there. They are being trained on agribusiness. So we're working hard to make our people begin to see farming as business. We'll continue to support them. Of course, right now, as you are aware, the Ministry of Agriculture and with the committee we're about to set up will compile lists of farmers that will be entitled to grants from the state government to boost what they're already doing. No more are we going to give grant to portfolio farmers. We will locate your farm, we'll see what you are doing, and we'll be able to assess it and know that we are sending resources to the right places. So we are working very hard with the farmers. Today, as we stand, we have for distribution 12,000 bags of fertilizers that will go to all of the local governments. We have 10,000 cassava cuttings, improved seedling that we got from the IITA. We have 20,000 oil palm seedlings that we got from the company in Benin. We also have 5,000 trays of pepper seedlings. There are other things, and so people will patiently wait. I love the fact that we have brought in our students into agriculture. When we were in school, we used to have school farms, and it helped us, particularly for those of you in the boarding houses. It is from the school farms that we harvested things for boarding, dining. And we believe we should go back and also begin at an early stage to let our children fall in love with agriculture. It doesn't matter what status you are, whether you are an engineer, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, whatever you are, so long as you can eat, there's a need to have at least a farm garden in your house. Above all, we have declared the second, first, and third Fridays of every month farm days, so as to free the civil servants to go to the farm. We can make this a hobby. We can just own a farm. I have a farm. Most of the food that we eat in government house is from my farm in the village. And those of you who have come to my village know that there is a farm there. So all of us should, you just go into your farm and you have a good time there. Go around, that is exercise in itself. So please, no matter how small, have a farm garden. Have a farm garden. And we will all contribute to bringing down the prices of food. So it is on this note that I stand here today and to flag off the second planting season in our state as we distribute these seedlings, as we distribute the fertilizers, and please, the extension service workers will be on hand to show you and to train you on how to apply these fertilizers and planting the seedlings. I pray that the God of heaven, who created heaven and earth, will make this year, as we go to plant, will make us have bumper harvest, that we can not only feed ourselves, but be able to contribute to feeding the nation in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you. Hold on the brass band, please. Hold on the brass band, please. His Excellency is now going to present improved seedlings to representatives of various groups. We want to begin by presenting to principals of public schools, the Principal General of State College, Ikot-Ekpene, Mr. Sylvester Udom, to receive We also present to the Principal General, KYC Senior Science Secondary School in Doneyo, Mr. Edem Sampson. We also present now to the Principal General, Cornelia Corneli College Afarokuyo. For ministries, departments, and parastatals of government, the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Lands, Captain Inyobong Ekong would receive. This is to show that this farm business is for everybody in Akwa Ibom State. The leadership there also showing exemplary leadership so that others can follow. Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Women Affairs, Dr. Ini Adiakpan to also receive. All the women working with her are supposed to join her in the cultivation of these food sufficiency in Akwa Ibom State. The Honorable Commissioner for Economic Development also receiving. While that is ongoing, I welcome, please, the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State and some of our leaders, please, to approach so that they can join His Excellency to go to officially flag off the second planting season. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, the Governor, to now proceed for the commemorative flag off of the second planting season, accompanied by the Deputy Governor, distinguished senators, Secretary to the State Government, Head of the Service, House of Assembly members, and all our leaders. There shall be fruitfulness in the land of Akwa Ibom State. Food sufficiency is a priority in their RISE agenda, and we want to continue to appreciate His Excellency for all that he has done, for all that he is doing, and for all that he will continue to do to ensure that the pangs of hunger in Akwa Ibom State is drastically reduced. Please, we continue to celebrate all our leaders as they approach that platform for the commemorative flag off of this second planting season for the year 2024.
That is why I say, go to farm. Umo Eno, abo ya kaido kusumi wa. Akleme yen mongeba. Akwa mbuberendi tom mongeba. Arise and go to farm.
The band, hold it.
An entrepreneur and a businessman. He owns a farm, and he uses this opportunity to commend schools and organizations that have already keyed into the success story recorded so far. According to him and the ministry, the partnership is to ensure that everybody in Akwa Ibom State can at least afford 2 good meals a day.